Hello everyone and welcome to a Farming Sim 17 tutorial. Today we're looking at the difficulty settings and what the difference is between them. So we will be looking at the game settings, the starting balance and loans, the crop prices, wool prices, how much it costs to hire a worker, how much you get from placeables such as beehouses and greenhouses, the difference in selling animals and the fee associated with it, how much you get from milk, how much loan interests change, how much it costs to buy water, which interestingly enough is inverted, as in you pay more in easy than you do in hard mode for water. And then we'll look at a few things that actually stay the same, such as field prices, lease costs, vehicle maintenance, and the cost to buy animals. So here we are on the difficulty screens, and we can look in the top, surrounded by the green border, is easy. At this setting, your economic situation is easier, crop price is better, gameplay elements are simple, and we'll look at those gameplay elements here in a bit. In the bottom left, in the orange border, you have the normal conditions with a moderate economy. Crop prices are okay. You have a medium-sized loan, and gameplay elements are our standard setting. And on the hard mode, the economy is tough, the prices are lower, you have a large debt, and the gameplay settings are on the most realistic. So really the biggest difference between all three of these is that it's just harder to make money. Between easy and hard mode, it's just more of a grind, is how I would describe it. So let's move on to the game settings. Okay, so we can look at the settings here. If you want to look at them longer, just go ahead and hit the K key and it'll pause for you so you can look at them. The biggest ones I would say is the fertilizing and plowing and withering. If you look at the right column, it's fast for easy, slow for hard. It's you have to do plowing for normal and hard. You have to fertilize 3 times for normal and hard. The plants will wither on normal and hard. Realistically wise, if you look at the far left, the automatic engine start and the stop and go braking are on for easy, they're off for hard. So that means you have to start the engine yourself, you have to shut it off yourself, you have to come to a complete stop when you want to go or back up. And then of course the helper refills are on for easy and for hard mode. You have to actually fill everything up yourself without the help of a worker. The nice thing about the game settings is you can change them at any time. So you can start on easy and then turn on plant withering if you want it. Or you can start on hard mode and turn off plant withering if you don't want it. So it was a really nice move by Giants to let you change these regardless of what difficulty you set it at, but these are the starting settings. So now that we've looked at that, let's move on to the starting balance and loans. Alright, so looking at our initial starting finances, the most important number to look at is the one in the bottom right. So on easy, you have negative 25,000 to start with, normal negative 55, and hard mode negative 85. So not only do you start with less money in each game, so 25,000, 20,000, and 15,000, but you also start with a larger loan already the harder you get. So you only have $50,000 loan in easy mode, but then in hard mode, if you start out, you already have $100,000 that you have to pay back. So again, not only is it more difficult to make money the harder you get, but you also start out with less. Alright, so let's look at some of the crop prices so we can see why it's just way more difficult to earn money in hard mode compared to easy. Even if we just look at the top left, we have kind of a normal regular price for wheat at the bakery. $710 per 1,000 units in easy mode. Well, I guess I have it set in euros, but I'll say dollars. In the bottom left, it'll be 400, and the bottom right in hard mode, 300. So you can see quite a big difference there. If you want to look at these numbers a little longer, just hit the K key and pause the video. You will also notice that you start with more crops in easy mode than you do in normal and hard. And if you actually look at the hard mode screen, you start with absolutely nothing in your silos. If we go on to our wool really quick, since that's kind of a big money maker these days, even on a green good price, you get around 8,000 on easy difficulty, 6,000, so $2,000 less per 1,000 units in normal, and it's down to about 4,000 in hard mode, which is half of what you would get in easy mode. Let's look at how much it costs to hire a worker. If you are someone who likes to hire workers and rely on them for a lot of your farming, you will notice already looking at the screen that on hard mode it costs about twice as much as on easy. So basically what I did for these numbers was set it to 120, hired a worker, and then this was 1 hour of work at 120 speeds. So €8 for easy, 12 for normal, and again 17 for hard, which is over twice that of easy mode just for a hired worker. Let's look at placeable costs and the difference between them. So let's look at what you get for placeables in the different difficulties. I won't list all the prices, but I will show the screens for the beanhouses, the beehouses, greenhouses, solar panel, and windmill. So you can look at those at your leisure. However, just the windmill alone, it's $1,500 an hour in easy mode. In hard mode, that drops to $500 an hour. So it's a third. You're getting a third of the hourly money in hard mode than you would in easy. So once again, just way more difficult to make money the harder you get. Let's move on and look at selling animals. All right, looking at animals, you'll notice that buying animals is the same cost. You'll see $3,000 on each screen for a pig. However, selling them is going to be different, and the associated fee if you don't use a trailer is different. So looking at easy mode, $100 fee whether you buy or sell, $150 in normal, $200 in hard mode. And then selling, we're just going to use a pig today. I didn't do sheep and cows as well, just a pig. It is $2,400 to sell a pig in easy, $1,800 normal, and down to half of easy mode, which is $1,200 in hard. Let's look at selling milk and loan interests. Okay, so there's not a lot in common between milk prices and loan interests, except for the fact that they both pop up on the screen at midnight. So I just took a snapshot of the screen on each difficulty. So this was using, the milk was using 2 cows with just water over a 24-hour time span, which came to about 136 liters of milk. So in easy mode, I got $100 some out of that, 85 for normal, and then 57 it looks like for hard mode. And then the loan interest was at a full $200,000 loan over a 24-hour time span. Easy mode, you're only paying $280 a day, and then in hard mode, you're paying about 3.5 times that every day for the loan interests. And then you can see on this screen the vehicle running costs and animal upkeep are the same between all 3 difficulties. Let's move on to water costs, which gets a little interesting. So now we'll have our first video in today's video. So this is buying water. I happen to just be doing it from a water tower, but I found that it's actually inverted. So it's more expensive to buy water in easy mode than it is in hard mode. So I wanted to show that just because it took me by surprise. So you'll notice in the easy video, we go from $2,500 to $1,039, which is a $1,461 difference. Normal, we went from $4,350 to $3,254, which was about a $1,000 difference. And then in hard mode, $2,500 to $1,770, which is only a $730 difference to fill up a water tank. So there's one nice thing about hard mode. If you buy a lot of water, it's cheaper. Now let's go look at all the things that remain the same between these 3 difficulties. Alright, so some of the things that remain the same between difficulties that you don't have to worry about. As I've already mentioned before, buying animals will always result in the same cost. The price of fields is going to stay the same, and if you do work for the farmer, it'll always be a 2% reduction, so that stays the same. The cost of equipment and the lease cost is going to stay the same. The lease cost will always be 11% of the full price, and the vehicle maintenance upkeep is going to stay the same as well. So that really covers about all the differences. The settings do say that the economy is a little tougher in hard mode, so the supply and demand aspect will change. I did not test that, however, because I didn't really have a great way to do and show that. But otherwise, that should be it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comments below. Leave a like and or dislike on the video, depending on your feelings about it. Subscribe if you feel like it, and of course, have yourselves a very nice day.